Most talk whack when they talk on wax. Mr. Talk craft and rap should walk on tax. Doing a song about Kobe, what's wrong with Shaq? Co-MVP acceptor, what's wrong with Shaq? Saw the title, wonder what's wrong with Mike. Lesbian stole the arm, what's wrong with Dykes? What's wrong today, what's wrong yesterday? What's wrong with truth, liars got nothing to say. Spirits and bottles is what's wrong with booze. No code of the streets is what's wrong with crews. Too much bias is what's wrong with news. It's not the same leather is what's wrong with shoes. I could get shot is what's wrong with blues. Knowledge as a nationality is what's wrong with Jews. You're not Spanish is what's wrong with Negro. You're brown is what's wrong with black people. No energy is what's wrong with money. It's just paper and life's currency. They're not disciplined is what's wrong with youths. Safe sex taught is what's wrong with schools. Babies having babies pulling out their hair. But he's the man of the house in a baby chair. Following myths is what's wrong with thugs. You're killing people is what's wrong with selling drugs. What's wrong with man? What's wrong with maps? That's not hip hop is what's wrong with rap. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Messing with swan and bird that give the flu. They give the virus and got no cure. Got you taking bait with no law. I'm the white man. What's wrong with y'all? Niggas are monkeys with thinking stall. Blacks are deaf people, and that's a fact with no volition. Is why they act the way they do. Think backwards and forward too. Pioneer clothes, that's why you have an awkward view. What's wrong with me? I chill with Jupiter and Esau. Who's more conscious than calling black people? What's wrong with crack? It's not evil. Midnight name against the pyramid, just the eagle. Through deception, we still suffer slavery. When accident's over, don't say maybe. It's old non-slavery is alive and well. But not honor of our parents is why we fell. No man is able to change my descent unless beyond God is Allah, his hand extends. The great sin to us is nationality and failure to claim a nationality. How far do the effects of great sin go? Down the rabbit hole, walking on gold brick roads. Patriot heroes using our common law to call a birthright being taught in the lodge. Your culture was stolen in 1492. You went from being Aladdin to nigga Abu. You say it's a cartoon, but he's got your fez, and you got your mom stocking like caps on your heads. At the school, I'm told don't let it cool. At the school, I'm told don't let it cool. At the school, I'm told don't let it cool. At the school, I'm told don't let it cool. Iron sheets spitting, I'm hoping you stop the killing. Most of those holding mics are producing the villains, losing the children, cells roam, they calling them kids. Won't tell them.
Islam, peace and love to all the Moors. We're here once again, Canaanland Moors pop-up class. We got a special one today, real special one. A few years ago, we had our Noble Juali Day out here, and we had the brother Ras Ben
connected to Pixel 3AXL.
Gave us a great time, a lot of information, and since that time, you know, he's been still doing his work, you know, putting out his information relative to assisting our people with saving themselves in the realm of astrology, spirituality, divine connection with the universe, etc. He put out a book. He put out a book last year, and The book had to deal with 5G wellness.
Battery 80%. Connected.
Because 5G wellness 101, and it's available on his website, rasben.com. Now again, we're doing this because, like the mothers said, the boat has left the dock, and Moors have been putting out information relative to trying to assist our people not taking the Moors serious. Now that they're panicking, now they want to take more serious. So fine. Lots of propaganda going out there, lots of stuff being said that this is what's happening and why we're on lockdown and all that stuff. But we want to give you a non-panic perspective. We want to give you a help yourself perspective. So we're going to be going in today with the brother for however long he has to put this information out relative to our people, because everybody likes to charge you for something right now that does nothing for you. We're giving you something free that's definitely going to do something for you today. So have your pen, have your whatever you need. We're going to go through majority of what we could go through, and the will is that the information is going to resonate with the people to assist them in this madness that's going on. So without further ado, Brother Ras Ben.
Yes, sir.
Blessed love, family. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Love and honor to Canaanland.
I'm hearing
brethren and sister, royal ones.
Islam.
Yeah, man. Good to connect with y'all, you know, even
for sure.
if it's on the virtual reality, you know.
Yeah, we gotta make use of it. We gotta make use of it the best we can.
Yeah, how's my audio? Cause you sound a little low. It's a little hard to hear you.
All right. I don't know what else to do with the audio, but we can hear you good. You're straight.
I'm good. All right, give thanks.
It's all about you. They don't need to hear me right now. So
yeah, man, I had to post up outside, man.
Yeah, take advantage.
It was been rainy the last 2 or 3 days, and the sun is out. I can't take it for granted. So I said, man, I'm gonna post up out here in the sun, you know?
Straight up.
Yeah.
No, just
so I hope the reception and everything come through, you know?
Oh yeah, everything's clear. Everything's clear. You're good. Let's get going before they try to make it harder or whatever. 5G Wellness 101. What inspired the book and what could people expect from it?
Man, so 20 right from the last time I built with y'all, and even when y'all came to Philly, we did the Canaanland Moore Mystic Philly tour. Right. You know, a lot of that was raw search I was putting into a book that finally did drop at the end of 2018, The Great Mystery Philadelphia. And yeah, man, that thing was intense stuff. It was an intense experience that really took me to took my nervous system to its extreme endurance, you know. And I had a health challenge sealing it up, you know. So I had actually, when I healed up and published the book, I said, man, I'm cool. I'm not even going to get into writing no more because it's too intense, you know, between juggling a family, you know, making dollars, makes sense. And, you know, the amount of attention and grounding and focus it takes to bring something together, I just didn't feel like I even had it in me anymore, you know? And I got invited through the brother Unc Rising's son. I got invited down to Nat Turner land. They were having a Black Writers Awards conference down there. And that thing really that experience really rejuvenated my spirit. And I actually got some downloads when I was there. So I was inspired from that to pull together this book, Free Your Mind and Your Mind Will Follow, which is really kind of a compliment to the Great Mystery Philadelphia. And it was kind of easy to pull together because it was actually, you know, like when you be in the editing room and you be mixing and chopping, a lot of things that I had written to be a part of the Great Mystery Philadelphia. The way it came, it ain't even make the cut.
Yeah.
And so then it was easy to, like, I got inspired being in the Richmond, Virginia, man. You know, and just seeing the legacy of the Ma'afa down there, how they are occupying the rich mound, you know, and we are the wealth in that mound.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, I pulled it all together. But even when I was writing that, right, people while I was in the writing process, ones was contacting me saying, yo, Ras, what's up with 5G? Ras, what's up with 5G? Ras, what's up with 5G? And yeah, I felt like I was in the writing mode. Before I get out of it, I'm gonna just bang out the next something, you know, on 5G. Again, make it simple. And that was really my intention with 5G Wellness 101. It's a 101, man. It's for Aunt Lucy, who'll be like, Cujo, you into all of that conspiracy porn?
Yeah.
You know, they ain't really trying to hear it, or they not used to being exposed and internalizing deep information.
Yeah, well,
You know?
pardon the interjection. But one of the
What do you say?
I said, pardon the interjection. But one of the things interesting about you is always how simple your messages come across. Even though you're
Yes.
speaking about high energy or high intellectual things, it could be related to by anybody that hears the message. So I just wanted to speak specifically to that you always had a way of delivering the message that it's simple, it's nothing too advanced, it's not, you know what I mean, Phil Valentine or whatever, that is going to get people to maybe not hear it or take it in, you know what I mean. It's very down to earth with the
Yeah,
way that
man.
you deliver
That was my
the
intention.
message, you know what I mean. Yeah, so
That was my intention, because the ones that was asking me, these wasn't even like crystal type cats, you know?
right, yeah,
And I was fortunate too, right? Because there's this naturopathic doctor in Philadelphia named Dr. Paul Hopkins. And this brother runs like a Christian health ministry, you know, where he, you know, he's in that Christian community, so he's connected with the churches and everything. But he does like what we're talking about. He's able to break down 5G for Christians. He can go into church and be like, y'all need crystals and y'all need this, and they listen because he talks, they talk. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And so he would bring me in like once a month, once a season, you know, like, yo, they need to know about this thing. And so that was an excellent experience for me in terms of just giving me opportunity to be able to articulate these things in a way that someone they don't know about electromagnetic spectrum. They don't know about melanin. They don't know about, you know, they don't know about all them things. You know what I mean? They
Right.
know Jesus is good to me. And Jesus is good to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to be able to connect with them and and have that opportunity to explain these things in a way that they understand, that it helped me be simple with pulling the book together, you know?
Right. Now let's get to the highlight of the book. Um, they always talk about all these different type of wellness, you know, mental wellness and spiritual wellness, and what exactly is 5G wellness?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I will just give the people some basic primer, you know, best ways to fortify. Biggest thing, we got to stay magnetized in this time, you know. Our aura, its energetic polarity is magnetic, okay? And basic electromagnetic physics, when energies of opposing polarities meet, they cancel one another, right? So if our life force energy, our energy is of a magnetic polarity, and we're exposed to electrified energy fields, it's going to be canceling out our life force, okay? And our magnetic aura, beyond being our life force, it really is our first line of defense. When you think about the solar system, the way the solar system is set up, right? Where if our Earth didn't have a magnetosphere, a magnetic shield around it to block out the gamma rays, the X rays, the ultraviolet, high ultraviolet spectrum, you know, there wouldn't be no life in the atmosphere
So,
because
so on,
all them rays would knock it out.
right.
So just like the Earth's magnetic aura is its first line of defense to unwanted radiation, it's the same with ours. Same with us, microcosmically, you know. Our magnetic aura is important, so we got to stay magnetized within and without. We got to be iron rich in this time and magnesium rich in this time. Those are the two biggest magnetizing elements that we should make sure we have inside of us. Iron magnetizes our blood, magnesium magnetizes our nervous system, you know? And we got to work with the magnetic crystals, which tends to be the iron family. So hematite, magnetite, pyrite. Yeah, very important. Even because 5G is so intense, might have to deal with the man-made magnets, you know? Hematite, I would recommend if you're going to work with, like, because, you know, nature don't make strong magnets, you know? Lodestone is nature's magnet, and it's kind of weak. It ain't going to stick to no refrigerator, you know? To maybe drop little bits of iron on it, and they'll little tiny pieces of iron will stick to it, but it ain't going to have no strong field, you know? So if you're going to work with a strong man-made magnet, magnetized hematite is the way to go. And be iron rich inside. That's your first line of defense right there, you know? And then we're going to work with our energy filters. And these are crystals that are going to filter out that unwanted polarity, you know? And those tend to be what we call our carbon silicates. Crystals got carbon and silica. So that's your new mic. That's my go-to one. And spectralite, also known as labradorite, amazonite, which is one with lead in it, carbon silicate with lead, and moonstone. You know. So look, I'm even gonna I'm set up out here because different ones are coming. Let's see if I can show y'all some of these. So, all right, yeah. So this right here, this is the spectralite, right? You can see and call it spectralite because when you turn it, you see different spectrums, right? Here's the amazonite. This is the amazonite. Green in it. Green in it is actually small deposits of lead. Yeah. All right, there we go. Yeah, so that's the amazonite. The shungite. I didn't mention that as the in that original carbon silicate. This is all carbon. This is the one people are up on, you know. They know about the shungite, you know. Yeah, this is tricky because maybe if you set it up where I can see the fuller screen
Oh yeah, hold on.
on my side. Yeah, there you go. And this is called new mic. This is one of my.
We're not hearing you right now though. Your hand's on the mic.
You say what?
No, your hand was blocking the mic or something. We weren't hearing you.
Oh, my bad. All right, this is the new mic. Okay, carbon silicate, one of my favorites. You know, here's the moonstone. Right here is the moonstone.
We're not hearing you again.
Yeah.
Somehow the mic's getting blocked.
You say what now?
So somehow the mic's getting blocked when you yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's all good. Now talk about this. If you could talk about this, what part does mindset play in the energies
Well,
and being able to
put it in motion, bro.
Right.
You see that? Emotion is how they put it in motion. Look how much they put in motion. They shut down the world with that unproductive emotion of fear, man. And I'm not saying that this isn't nothing to be concerned about. I'm not downplaying that. But you know,
Now, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
What?
Why would people take it like that? The way that you're talking, like you're downplaying it. What do you think is causing them?
I look at how they played Trump. But Trump was like, hold up, man, we ain't gonna shut this thing down. Let's be realistic. It's like the flu. They was like, what? You know, I don't know. It seems like, I mean, in my personal opinion, there's an agenda with it that the ones with the agenda, they need the fear. They need the fear factor. They need people shook. Like the 9/11,
Yeah.
where when the 9/11 jumped off and they was like, yeah, y'all gonna have to give up your personal freedoms. We're gonna have to fondle you up to get in the air, to get on an airplane now, or you're gonna have to, get bombarded with radiation to get on an airplane, and we're gonna there is no more privacy. NSA is gonna listen to everything. People accepted that because of the fear injected in them flying somebody flying planes into a building in New York, you know? So fear them ones that got an agenda, them they use that emotion to put it in motion. And so the thing is, how can we walk the wise line of being safe and don't be a vector that brings illness to others,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, don't be feeding into this fear factor,
Right.
you know, and be productive with your life and keep it moving, you know?
Regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge I think we're all facing right now. Because I wish I remembered the joke, man, but it was like I remember this elder told me this joke a long time ago. It was like uh someone was saying like, oh, flu, you know, you a bad something. You took out X million. And flu was like, nah, you know, I can't even take credit for it. My cousin Fear took out half of it, you know?
For real.
It was something along that line,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
And, you know, that's what I see, you know? But I don't know no one in Philly, but I have heard from my mom, who's an elder in DC, Washington, DC. That's some of her, couple of her friends. They got that thing. That's what she's, you know, they got that thing. So, you know, it's hard. You know, and I will say this because you mentioned astrology. Pluto and Saturn do both deal, those two planets that deal with plagues, you know, and they are coming together in Capricorn. So the astrological uh season for this type of thing to be able to pop off is there,
Is the,
you know. It
yeah, yeah.
isn't like,
The time is now.
yeah, it isn't like the heavens don't say this type of thing is just being pulled like just being contrived, you
Right.
know. Yeah, that's Saturn and Pluto conjunction
Now, is
is,
there is it, when um they manipulate the energies like that by following the true time astrology?
yeah,
What's
I'm
what's
sure.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
sure, man.
So what's the
With
people's
perfect
combat?
timing.
What's the
And
people's combat for their
when you
time for their timing?
even when you check it, man, how yo, your 2020 started hot and popping for you, didn't
Hmm. You can see the chat.
it? 20 I was saying 2020 started off hot and popping for you, didn't it?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone. 2020 was,
Yeah.
yo, we all had a lot of personal momentum,
Mm.
a lot of optimism, a lot of opportunities manifesting, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, what timing? You know, was it coincidental? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
doubt it, you know? But so that's our challenge right now is to get that personal momentum going again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in spite of uh, you know, in spite of this, you know?
Right.
And so, yeah, I also do think finding your harbor place should be a priority. If you hadn't already been lining up your harbor place, your sanctuary, off grid, you know, food, clothing, shelter, resources for living, sustainable from the land or from good, good community. Yeah, you. It's that time, bruh. It's that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
And
So
I feel
someone
like
asked,
we all, if they tuned into you, I feel like everyone listening has already been putting some effort towards a vision like that,
mhm,
you know? And so this is definitely a wake up call that you have to accelerate them works, you
mhm,
know?
mhm.
And I think the key is coming together because probably more than likely, you did a little something, I did a little something. Somebody got some land here, somebody got the solar technology,
Right.
someone got the food thing. You know what I'm saying? Where this has been their passion of what they've
Yeah,
been
it
doing.
has to come from different sources.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Voltron,
Exactly.
Voltron. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
So then it'll be like where it might not seem a way individually,
Hmm. But collectively,
collectively, it will come together miraculously.
right,
And that's where, so first we got to be obedient, continue being obedient to that passion you're following and the ancestral guidance that comes along with it. And we got to work on ourselves. We got to let go of our trauma that prevents us from being able to come together in unity, you
right.
know?
Yeah. Someone,
We all
someone
got,
asked a question.
yeah, we all got our little trauma and drama with us that don't make it easy to sustain long-term community,
Right.
We got to heal that. We got to, the malachite and the azurite, the chrysocolla, turquoise, dioptase. Uh, those are good crystals for that. The
Just say those
bufo,
crystals again. Sure, say those crystals again.
sure. Malachite, azurite, chrysocolla, dioptase, turquoise, all the copper family. These are all copper crystals. Oshun, Heru, get that copper current, getting those unproductive emotions moved out, you know? So
You seen the question on the screen?
now what does it say? I ain't got my,
All right,
what
it's
does it
all good.
say?
I'll read it to you. Does taking iodine tablets or liquid drops help in protecting the body from 5G?
Well, the liquid iodine, first I would say you probably do better getting it from sea moss or kelp. Less processed the better. Because iodine is kind of volatile, you know. Uh, it's not easy. I mean, it's not hard to take too much in that state, you know. So you want it kind of in a food source where just by just you eating a little bit every day. That's how you get. But that is usually associated with exposure to nuclear fallout and radiation that may accumulate in your thyroid. Okay. Um, but now I will say I think the 5G affects your thyroid and your thymus. I think it impedes proper function of the thyroid and the thymus. I think
But
that's
but
one of the
is it
things 5G may do, right? So having a healthy thyroid is important, and paying attention to your thyroid health is very important. Fukushima happened about 7 years ago, 2013, and most of us live downwind. You know, even though it's a distance, it's still we downwind from that thing.
Yeah.
The jet stream comes from that direction and blows that Fukushima this way, Fukushima fallout. So that plus the you know, microwave frequencies with the telecom. Yeah, our thyroids are being challenged. So can't you know, it's definitely, you know, Wu-Tang told us, man, protect your neck. You know, that thing is real. Yeah.
That's real. As far as um the technology itself, like there's because now there's different sides. Well, the what we're gonna get from 5G outweighs what 5G is doing to people. So what have you seen that 5G is actually affecting people, whether it's in their mindset or just straight giving people um, um, the vulnerable place to be attacked by whatever these people decide to throw out?
Well, man, all I could say is me personally, I don't have a good relationship with it. I don't have a good emotional relationship with it. I've met some younger people who their perspective of technology it's kind of inspiring, man, because they don't have no fear with it. They was hitting me with some stuff, man, that just really had me thinking. Where they was like, you know, our ancestors are so tricky. They tricked them mugs. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they were like, uh, you know, they're running to make this AI, and you know, but what other consciousness is outside of ourselves that can incarnate in something? The ancestors. So they running to build this thing, and once they build it, AI is going to be an extension of us. It's going to be our ancestors. I had never thought of that thing like that before. I had only had what you might call, lack of a better word, a fear-based angle on that thing, based on uh, Matrix and Terminator, and
Right.
you know all those apocalyptic sci-fi visions of this reality. You know, so you know your emotional relationship to this thing is just that, and there's a lot of different angles. I just know for living, fear is not a productive emotion. Anxiety, definitely not a productive emotion. And if we fortify and we know ourselves, because like, right, how we do, I put out 5G Wellness 101, beginners chumpy. But I'm also using this time. I'm working on 5G Wellness 404, which is going to be like the master's lessons, you know, the alchemical keys to self mastery in this time, you know. That's what the 5G Wellness 404. Because ultimately, if we know ourselves alchemically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, or none of these things is going
None
to
of
matter.
these things are really,
And
yeah,
if anything, it's
yeah,
just going to create the opportunity for us to be the alchemical masters of our reality. Because
hmm
we're going to have to be just that tight with our thing to feel good and be well. And, you know, that's what we're going to do. You know, because another thing too, radiation exposure and your adaptability to it is inherited. So right, we old heads. It might really jack us up, give us problems to have to work through or whatever. But yeah, the babies of today, their DNA is gonna adapt. Their DNA and their melanin is gonna adapt to this thing. And yeah, I'm interested to see the potentials they're gonna be manifesting. So yeah, that's kind of how we gotta look at this thing.
Right.
Unless you just want to be scared, shook, locked in your house, not knowing what to do, paralyzed with fear. Those are like our alternatives in 2020.
Now again, could you go over again the overcoming the fear when we talk about the wellness during this time? Because there's people that are in that place of, don't know what to do because they never been in the house. They always up and down the place doing madness.
Right.
Now they gotta face their demons now, and there's a problem.
I've been seeing a lot of that. Like me, I stay in my turtle shell, man. My rhythm and my frequency ain't changed one bit. Yeah. Other than I give thanks. Been having a lot more prosperity and opportunity in business, but yes, some people, once you're still, you have to face yourself. And the more distractions you have, the less still you'll be, the less chance you're going to have to face yourself. And some people, the house don't afford them enough distractions, So they facing them. They facing themselves right now. So I say the ones that is dealing with that, number one, breathe. Deep breathing is very important, and it's something we have to do for feeling well, no matter what we're dealing with, Secondly, clean. Great time to clean up your gates, clean up your palace,
Yeah.
Because if your palace ain't in order, you're not gonna feel good.
You're not in order.
So clean up and definitely do your energetic cleaning of the house. Get your frank and your myrrh burning, your aromatherapeutic oils and the the vaporizers, get them ones that viruses can't tolerate, like your orange and your lemon and your lime, your tea tree, your cinnamon, your clove, your rosemary. Keep them things bubbling in the house. Those and that's gonna help uplift your spirit, and find something to do. That TV is just it's junk food for your mind.
For real.
Right in that moment, it might have you captivated or whatever, but when you turn it off, you're not gonna feel centered within yourself. So if you're gonna indulge in the entertainment, do it at night when you've done, the fullness of your day. Yeah.
So somebody asked stones or crystals that you could wear under your turban or fez.
Yeah. that feldspar family, you know, the moonstones, those new mites, the uh, labradorite, the amazonites. Those are definitely the ones I would say go to right now. Also, you know, your double terminated quartz and your smoky quartz. Those are pretty good. Another thing I've been, and I don't know if this is because I'm a Pisces. That's why I really have been promoting it for everyone. But I've been drawn to amethyst a lot lately, you know. Uh, but see, that purple frequency is my, as a Pisces, that's my birth frequency, you know. But it seems like as far as keeping, because you know how like if you're on your phone, half hour, 40 minutes or whatever, afterwards you kind of got that staticky feeling in your heavens. It seemed like that amethyst really helps me with that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Uh, so I've been wearing amethyst. Been wearing amethyst lately. Let's see if the people could see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, man. You know that those are the go-tos I would say for right now. You know.
Mm-hmm. Um, um, how 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 to create a sacred space in your home to remove yourself from that 5G environment.
Yeah. Excellent question. Excellent question. So one thing is to, like we say, secure your perimeter. So the farthest left and right front corners of the house, the farthest rear left and right corners of the house. We'll put some like black grounding protective stones. So maybe some obsidians or some black tourmalines. And then you want to you know, see where your like science your Wi-Fi, right? Everybody got Wi-Fi, so you know,
Mhm.
science it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's far away from where anyone's sleeping and a rejuvenating space, you know. And you're gonna put some organite, get some organite, Ankh Rising Sun. I'm sure or different ones is getting those downloads and inspiration for the organite creation, you know. So I feel like every community now got someone crafting organite, you know, and there's plenty online too. But yeah, you're gonna get your organite and grid out your modem. I don't recommend getting the Wi-Fi boosters throughout the house. Just have one Wi-Fi router, you know, uh, because if you get the Wi-Fi boosters, then that means there's not gonna be no place in the house where you don't have no signal or a weaker signal. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be high power everywhere in the
Right.
house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So uh yeah, so your rooms, like your sanctuary where you really want to minimize, you can use the lead family, your galena, your I think it's called sericite. It's pronounced sericite. Okay, but lead, you know, read up on using lead stones. Okay, this ain't nothing you want little children or pets dealing with. You don't want it where they're getting banged up and chipping, right? In the 404, I'm going to be laying out other dense elements we can work with other than lead, you know. But I'm actually still sciencing that myself. So I don't want to just speak on it right in this moment. But of course, your shungite is a good shielder. And I'm gonna tell you else something else that, like, what I've learned that if I'm on the telephone and I'm near this thing, I'm gonna get drop calls. That is a salt lamp. But I'm gonna tell you the thing with the salt lamps though, because salt lamps come with low wattage night light bulbs that are like 7 watt, 15 watt. That's not doing that. The light bulb has to make the salt lamp hot. What makes that Himalayan salt release the ions into the environment is when it's heated. If that light bulb is just making the joint light up and it all looks pretty, but when you touch it, it's not warm, it ain't doing nothing. So you gotta go to Home Depot and get like the 40 watt chandelier bulbs or the 40 watt appliance bulbs that'll, small high wattage bulbs that you can get in your salt lamp. And that is a combination of those, you'll probably get the minimized radiation that you're looking for, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Now, in the book they could get on the website.
Yeah.
And all your other books.
I got all my titles in? I got all my titles in there. So I got the Rocks of Ages, a new edition. I got the Great Mystery Philadelphia. I got Free Your Mound and Your Mind Will Follow. And the 5G Wellness 101. Working on the 404. And God willing, I'm gonna get 2 works out of this downtime, bruh. That's my goal. You know, not 1 but 2. When we seal up, I'm gonna have 2 in the chamber. You know, when they say, okay, green light, go, I had 2 in the chamber, ready to come out. You know, that's my hope and my prayer. You know.
Yeah, Islam more.
Islam Grand Street. Peace and love. Peace and love.
What's going?
Hey, Shin Bay on the mic. Peace and love to the chat and everybody. I appreciate you having me on. I did have a question, and just wanted to build from there.
Yes.
What about I've heard that, well, I've read that, and could you tell me how accurate it is based on that? Using the moonlight to cleanse your stones. I've been to the stones and to the crystals and making sure to offset some of the frequencies that the body is bombarded with. However, I haven't really found too much on a regular cleansing of the crystals or the stones, and how frequently that should be done, because anything that transmits a signal is going to receive a signal too. So thinking about it from a scientific perspective, what are your thoughts on ways to cleansing the crystals? What I've heard of, what I read was under the moonlight, under the feminine energy is a way to cleanse them. And You know, it was a certain
Yeah.
time period. I can't really remember.
The,
Uh,
the best way I recommend to clean your stones is put them right on the earth. Just put them directly on the earth. Let them ground out. You know, so if you want to say, well, what's the technical scientifics with that? You know, when you get sensitive electronics, it'll come with 3-prong uh, electric cord, and that third prong, no power's coming out of it, but it's a ground. It's a pathway for unwanted energy that, if allowed to accumulate on the electronic device, it would damage it in some way. Allows that unwanted energy unimpeded passage to the earth.
okay.
You know, so it grounds out.
It's funny you should say that too, because the fuel pump on my truck, I just got the truck back after like 6 months, literally, and it was because the ground, there was some grounding out of the fuel pump, and so the wires actually melt. They were exposed in some manner. I can't really, I don't really have all the guy really didn't tell me all of the details, but I did everything.
Your joint wasn't grounded.
Everything under the sun. I mean, I'm losing gas. I'm losing everything in the truck, like not knowing what's going on, right? You know, everything under the sun I've done, but it really came down to not getting that current, that frequency was off. The current was bad, so it grounded it out, and wires were melted to the frame and everything. So, all right.
So man. So we gotta ground out.
Straight.
We gotta like sit your coccyx on the earth from anywhere for like a half hour to 90 minutes a day, or put your feet directly on the earth same time. And ground your crystals out. Like, let them just be directly on the earth for, half hour minimum. Now the moonlight, let your crystals be on the earth in moonlight. They're cleansing and getting charged up, getting magnetized.
Okay. The charge.
They say sunlight is electric, and they say moonlight is magnetic. So you get that moon charge, that lunar charge. If when your crystals get that lunar charge, they feel good, very ionic, very magnetic.
Okay, so it's not unlike really the masculine and feminine principles and how they're tied into basically everything, every part of life, every facet, everything that we do, not forgetting those principles.
Exactly.
I didn't hear anything about this. I didn't even think about the sunlight in relationship to how the crystals, how they operate, even with us.
Well, I love letting my crystals get charged with sunlight too. I love them getting hot with the sun. With some crystals, the sun might bleach them, bleach out the color.
Right.
So that's, you just got to be mindful of that. Like amethyst, I know is one. If amethyst get sunlight every day, all day, like if you got it in a window or something, it might fade out over time.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for calling in, more. Appreciate that.
Hey, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, Star. Blessed love.
More. Yes, Brother Ras. We're at 155 right now.
Yeah, man. So I think I am gonna have to shift gears. I do have some live and direct service coming up.
Thanks for your time.
Oh man, it's always an honor. And let's build again soon. We ain't going nowhere. Let's do this again.
Straight. And plug some stuff or whatever. Plug something.
Promote. Yeah, man. RasBen.com. All the book titles you heard are there. Now I've been getting hit up a lot recent with ones wanting to get the crystals online. So what I would say is my email is rasben188@gmail. You can hit me up there, and I'll do my best to like service you that way. Hear what you're interested in, take pics of them, send them, and you can yay or nay, you know? So that's how we working that at the moment. All right. So big up to Canaanland Moors. Thank y'all for letting me share on your platform, and be wise and safe in this time. Follow that guidance, that inner guidance, that ancestral guidance. It got you here this far, right? We ain't come this far to just what?
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't going out like this. So yeah, never know what a day will bring. I will say astrologically, we supposed to get April's supposed to bring some big this as messed up as the coronavirus was in January. We're supposed to get a big blessing come April. So just look for the blessing. Look for the be mooring to come, you know?
For real.
Yeah, man. So you never know what a day will bring. Yes, I.
Give thanks, fam.
Hold the faith.
Love to all the Moors worldwide.
Yes, I.
You
All
already
right, Star. Much love.
Peace, man. And there it is. Just giving you a little something. So you can get yourself well. Keep yourself well during these times we're going through right now. So Islam to all, and to all, a good day. And it's 44 on here, so great time to sign out. Islam was